Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Mixler for this afternoon's commentary of the FA Cup third qualifying round tie between Macclesfield FC and Warrington Rylands. My name's Matt Todd, and I'm delighted to be joined this afternoon by Richard Patrick. Hello, Richard.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's not a good afternoon here. It's pouring down at theleasing.com. But yes, thanks, Matt. And I had the doubtful privilege of commentating on the league game between these two sides. And I must admit, getting a phone call inviting me to commentate today was not one I was waiting for, sitting by the phone.
No.
It can only be better.
Absolutely, yes. I can categorically tell you now, this game will be more enjoyable in every facet than the game back at the end of September was in the league. That was a tough watch, and one that will not live long in the memory, despite us trying to bring back those horrible times. Right, we've got some early team news now, which we'll share with the listeners from Silk FM who've joined us. Welcome to you. And there's one change to the starting 11 by Mark Duffy from the side that drew 1-1 away at Ilkeston in the league on Tuesday. In for his debut comes Kevin Joshua, 6'5" centre-half, most recently of York City in the National League. And down to the bench drops Lewis Fensom. So that means the Silkman 11 this afternoon is number 1, Conor O'Keefe, 2, Trey Pemberton, 3, Brandon Lee, 4, Kevin Joshua, 5, Sam Heathcote, 6, Paul Dawson, 7, Neil Kengney, 8, and captain Laurent Mendy, 9, Alex Curran, 10, John Rooney, and number 11, Luke Duffy. And of course, with it being the FA Cup, there are 7 subs on the bench, and there's quite a formidable looking set of options there, isn't it, for Mark Duffy?
Well, for once, yes, he's got 7. He's only allowed to bring 3 on at this level, but he has a full bench. Nolan, Johnston, Murphy, Hurst, Alex Hurst, recent signing from York. Maybe he'll make his debut as well. Piers, Fensom and Campbell. So, yeah, a fully loaded bench, and, yeah, it's a big game with some good prize money.
There is some good prize money, yes. Where are we now? I've lost it on my sheet. It's £5,625 to the winner, or £1,875 for those who lose.
Oh, we want the win.
We want
the
$5.6.
Be tough. Yeah, it's going to be tough because Rylands haven't lost since the very first day of the season against league leaders Radcliffe.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the tail of the tape before this one, it's two teams in good form, really. As you say, Rylands with a tough start to the league campaign, a 4-0 thumping at Radcliffe. We've actually dished out quite a few of those this season, so perhaps not too much of a barometer. But since then, unbeaten in 10 games, including that aforementioned thriller here, 1-1 at theleasing.com. Mac, though, also unbeaten in 6 games since the narrow defeat away at FC United. And 2 defences as well that seem to be quite well drilled, Richard.
Well, we did some calculations, and yes, Rylands have let in 0.82 of a goal in competitive matches this season, and Mac have let in 0.73. Let's hope that it doesn't end up as a 0.73, 0.82 draw.
No, and if it is a draw, of course, FA Cup rules mean we'll have a replay at Rylands on Tuesday. I think both sides would probably want to avoid that, with quite a lot of midweek fixtures coming up for both over the next few weeks. And with this being the third qualifying round of the FA Cup, there's another carrot in there, as well as the prize money, in that we can make it through to the final hurdle, the fourth qualifying round, if we win today.
Which brings in all the National League clubs, and it's no longer regionalised, so we could go anywhere, and the possibility of playing one of the teams we used to play in the National League not so long ago as Macclesfield Town.
Yeah, definitely. Some really potentially very tasty trips if we manage to make it through that far, and a potential local trip as well on the cards for anyone that's been keeping up to date with the early kick-off today in the FA Cup, because Leek Town have beaten South Shields of National League North 2-0 in a game that was live on the BBC through their red button service. So big congratulations there to Leek, who've beaten a team, as I say, 2 divisions above them, and they're now just 1 game away as well from the fourth qualifying round of the FA Cup themselves. We'll be keeping an eye as well on some of the other ties throughout today, and there's also some games in the Northern Premier League today as well, so it's a busy afternoon of football.
A busy afternoon of football indeed, yes, and also a busy afternoon of golf as well, as the Ryder Cup's going on.
Certainly is. Yeah.
Where it's warm and sunny, I notice, near Rome in Italy. It's certainly not that here. It's cold and wet.
Yes, it is, 27 degrees in Rome and maybe 10 less here, but with a persistent drizzle turning into occasional heavy rain. So if you're sat at home in front of the fire with a cup of tea, maybe you're not in such a bad place.
No.
After all this afternoon, we'll do our best to look after you.
We were asking the Rylands officials how many they'd be bringing. They hoped 200. There are 100 or so at the moment here. Some of them are probably sheltering. There's a very hardy group in the open stand away to our right, the John Askey Terrace. And there are plenty of seats if they want cover in the far side, but that's obviously the choir. And it won't be like the Buxton FA Cup match where there were 470 came over the hill through the Cat and Fiddle.
Yeah, it was brilliant to see, wasn't it? That last FA Cup game, a real atmosphere here, and I think it always helps when you've got a sizable away contingent coming along for the journey as well. Just adds a little bit to the game, and well done to those Warrington Rylands fans who are joining us this afternoon. I mean, I think what were they saying? They average around 700 now for home games. Some of those are away fans as well. So if they do bring 100, 150, that's a good effort in the circumstances.
Yeah, I was very grateful to Mac for the win over Buxton. As a Mac fan and Buxton resident, I've been able to have bragging rights for the last couple of weeks. Anyway, onward and upward. Here come the teams.
Certainly do. Mac being led out by Laurent Mendy this afternoon, and the visitors Warrington Rylands being led out by their skipper James Neild. So Warrington Rylands, as I say, a side we played back on at the back end of September, 1-1 draw in that one. They currently reside in second place in the Northern Premier League, Premier Division, 20 points from their 9 games. Mac, after the 1-1 draw at Ilkeston on Tuesday, are in 5th with 17 points. As we've already talked about as well, both sides good defences, and they can also find the net as well, so very, very evenly matched on paper, at least, as we go into this one. Warrington Rylands have made a few changes from the side that took the field, at least to start in our last meeting here. So they line up today. Number 1, Luke Pilling. Number 2, Clive Smith. Number 3, Javid Nevin. Number 4, Jamie Butler. Number 5, Sam Wilson. 6, Dean Furman, who was the man who notched that goal in the 99th minute last time these sides met. Number 7, Ben Hardcastle. Number 8, James Neild. Number 9, Adama Sidibe. Number 10, Mamadou Toure. And number 11, a big welcome back to Eddie Maiko, who gets a start today for Rylands.
Yes, Eddie, he likes this kind of pitch, and he always did well when we played at home. So he's a danger. He only came on in sub in the first game, playing number 11 out on the left. Good to see Lee back for Mac.
Yes, Brandon Lee was a serious doubt for this game. He was replaced. He's the only change actually from the side that got that draw away at Ilkeston. Freddie Sass, who's joined us on loan from Southport, the left back, is cup tied, having played in a qualifying match for them. So Brandon Lee fit enough to make the starting 11 again today. So that means that Mac have got a team today of O'Keefe in goal, Heathcote and Kevin Joshua, who is a 6'5" centre back, most recently of York. He is into the start 11 for his debut alongside Sam Heathcote. Trey Pemberton at right back. A midfield of Dawson, Rooney and Curran, with Luke Duffy on the left, Neil Kengley on the right, and I've forgotten someone.
Kengley, Duffy, Curran.
Duffy, yeah, sorry, I've got it. So let's do that again. so it'll be Duffy on the left, Kengley on the right, Curran through the middle, and then Dawson and Rooney just behind him in the midfield. So it's actually 2 changes from the side that played in midweek. As I say, Sass is cup tied. He acquitted himself very well in that one for someone who's not had too much football in recent times. He's also got a very proficient use of the long throw on him as well. So that's something you'll get to enjoy, I'm sure.
Yes, hope we don't overuse it. Sometimes it just breaks up play. You're attacking down the right, and suddenly you bring a person over all the way from the left. The defence can get themselves sorted. And we're not particularly tall up front, so it needs to be used perhaps more sparingly.
Definitely, yeah, a little bit more thoughtfully perhaps, as Rylands will kick us off in this one, in all red this afternoon. Mac in all blue, as Rylands immediately come down the left, taking a clever kick-off routine, find Eddie Maiko. Maiko forced back to Furman. Furman with a crossfield ball which is well blocked, falls to Luke Duffy. Duffy immediately into the action, dribbling from deep, and felled there by Torre.
I think what we want to see from the Siltmen is that they dominated at Ilkeston, but didn't really trouble the goal too many times, and maybe some of the choices in front of goal or just outside the area, they need to just maybe buy a few more tickets.
Exactly, yeah. Take a shot early on, as Mac have some defending to do. Well played there by Pemberton. Mendy now with his first chance to play a good ball. It's nice into the channel. Kengley will chase. He gets there ahead of Nevin. Kengley now just waiting for support from Pemberton. Still twisting and turning here. Kengley down the right. And Kengley knocks that one into touch behind Pemberton. Nevin did well in the end just to make life difficult for the Mac right winger.
Yeah, gave him a little nudge as he passed the ball back, and not enough to commit a foul. Yes, I think Rylands will come here believing very much they can win this game.
I think two sides will both fancy it, as now it's Alex Curran down the right wing, chasing, getting there ahead of Butler, drawing the centre half out wide. Again, he has to wait for options. Curran now drives in towards the area. Ball might fall for Mendy. Mendy with the shot and tips over the bar there by Pilling. Got a strong hand on that one there, the Rylands keeper. Corner to Mac.
Yes, it was Curran cutting in, and the ball really ran for Mendy. He was a little bit surprised, smashed it straight at the keeper, but with some ferocity, and the keeper did quite well just to flick it over. Big chance for Mac in the second minute.
Nice play there by Curran, driving into the area. Made Wilson look a little bit pedestrian. So the corner will be taken from the Mac left. Luke Duffy, who's the man entrusted with all the set pieces, or the vast majority at least when he gets the nod, will swing one in. Joshua and Heathcote are in there. Two big men. Here comes the corner now towards the far post. It's hand on it from the away keeper, forced to Heathcote. Chance to run towards the byline, plays it in, and it's cleared away by Furman from inside the 6-yard box. Kengley, though, picks up the loose ball. It's on the right-hand side for Mac. Rylands trying to scramble to get their shape back. It's now with Pemberton. Crossing opportunity. Low one. Cleared well by Maiko. Only as far as Rooney, though. John Rooney. Now wide again to Pemberton. Rooney's carried on his run. It goes to Rooney. Right-hand side of the box. Tries to play a low one in. And good defending again by Wilson. Another corner to the Siltmen.
Yeah, very promising from the Siltmen there. Twice they were in near the byline, getting balls across the 6-yard box. Well defended, but challenging. Nice early balls, early passes. Got the away defence turned. And, of course, with Joshua, we have a little bit more height now for these set pieces.
Certainly do. He's the tallest man in the box. This time the corner from the right-hand side. Luke Duffy again will take it. Big cluster of players around the penalty spot. The corner comes in towards the near post for Joshua. He flicks it on towards Curran. And it's cleared at the back post by Furman, who's fouled by Curran in the process.
Well, that was, a nice little flick on there. If Curran could have just got a toe in front of Furman, may well have scored. But as it is, Rylands survive. Early pressure.
Certainly is, Positive start from Mac here. We've had 4 minutes, still goalless. Mac very much on the front foot as Dean Furman hobbles away from that one. Very experienced player. Nigh on 40 years old now. 58 caps for South Africa.
58?
Yes.
Did he play in the World Cup?
He did, when he was at Port Vale.
There you go.
But he's a very experienced player, and he popped up at the far post in the first game when all the Mac players had switched off.
Yes,
and got that goal, so we know he can last.
Yeah, he can last 99 minutes.
As Pilling goes long with that free kick from inside his box. Good header there from Dawson up to Curran. Curran tries to bounce away from Butler, and couldn't quite escape the attentions of the Rylands centre-half.
Yeah, good afternoon, various people. Some people complaining that they're not here because of the Aslev action. So
Is that the trains?
that's the trains, yes. So they have to listen to us.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, Aslev have got a lot to answer to.
There's Mac now, again inside the Rylands half. Ball just behind Kegney, who does well to bring it under control. Plays it back to Pemberton. Mac with midfield. Dawson the deepest so far. Mendy and Rooney given licence to wander ahead. Ball goes forward to Curran, who can't quite steer it into Rooney's path. Rooney, though, wins a challenge. Ball falls kindly for Rylands, and they go long, looking for the pacing behind of Sidibe. Kevin Joshua, though, comes across, dispossesses Sidibe, and now gets the ball back from O'Keefe. And good play there from Mac, as Brandon Lee is cynically fouled, I thought, there.
Well, that was a stupid foul, because I think the ball was going to run off, but Hardcastle just stuck out a foot, basically stop him breaking away down the left. But
lucky to escape a booking?
Yeah.
Fairly cynical, wasn't it?
It was just, it was actually fairly pointless as well.
So Mac have taken it short from that free kick. Sidibe and Torre, the two up front today for Rylands. 9 goals between them in the league. As Joshua goes long, it's cut out. Curran does well, though, to win the second ball. Rooney can't bring it under control. Here comes Torre now, trying to turn away from Joshua. He's done well. Scampering off down the right-hand side. Rooney comes to close him. Can't do it. Ball into the channel for Hardcastle to chase, but Brandon Lee marshals that one behind for the goal kick.
Yes, today's referee is Harry Jones. Lenient so far.
Yes, I don't mind that too much. I'm not going to be...
No, it just, as long as it's even. Difficult to see what was on the far side, but I think the ball was running out. No need to chop him.
I'm sure Rylands have seen plenty of Brandon Lee. They know he likes to get forward. He's got a good engine. As a Mac move breaks down, they've conceded possession inside their own final third. Torre heading towards the box, slips, and good sliding challenge from Lee. Still alive, though, for Rylands with Sidibe on the right-hand side, and then recovery work from Luke Duffy to block the cross behind for a corner.
Yes, good work rate from Mac in defence there. 2 or 3 people just getting late tackles in. And it's interesting to see the 2 big numbers 4 and 5 for Rylands coming up, being met by the now tall number 4 and 5 from Mac.
Yeah, Laurent Mendy's in on the goalkeeper, protecting O'Keefe, as the corner now is played into the box. Good header away from Sam Heathcote, rising unchallenged. Keep the ball, though, do Rylands with Neild. They've been forced back towards halfway. Mac now get themselves pushed out. Rylands still in possession. Just looking for options is Furman. Building nice little triangles down this right-hand side now. They try and release Sidibe again into the channel. And corner is given. Heathcote put it behind. He felt he was fouled by Sidibe.
Well, I think he was. He was tripped by Sidibe. Sidibe didn't mean to trip him. And therefore he fell forward and kicked the ball behind. I still think that's a foul.
I agree. So Hardcastle will take the corner. Right-footed from their right-hand side here for Rylands. 8 minutes played, still goalless. Again, the corner's drifted in towards the far post. O'Keefe underneath it. The header comes in, though, and it's headed off the line from Brandon Lee. Sidibe it was at the far post. I'll just wait to describe that, though, because there's a chance of a break. Curran plays the ball into the channel, looking for Kegney. Furman's there, though. Furman comes across, wins the ball. He's going to try and keep it in, and does so really well, actually, there. Dean Furman. And that was a real chance at the other end for Rylands.
It was. O'Keefe was stuck, really. Couldn't get his arms up to it. Headed goalwards, not with much force, and headed off the line.
I think it was the fact that it didn't get much force that saved Mac there, as I'll break off because Sidibe's in behind in the right-hand channel, looking for the run of Torre, but Joshua does well to recover, and Heathcote slams the ball clear. Seeing Warrington Rylands grow into this one as a foul on Neil Kegney inside the centre circle.
Yes.
That'll just relieve some pressure.
Sidibe's pullback there was a poor one, really, and he broke away and found a lot of space on the right-hand side of the box there. Pulled it back, and an easy interception for the retreating Mac defence. Lively start.
Certainly is, yeah.
I've seen more excitement in these first 10 minutes than I did the whole of the last game.
Exactly.
Again, between these two sides.
We always promise. We always deliver what we promise, rather, here. And after 9.5 minutes, I think we've done so. That header from Sidibe wasn't an easy chance by any means. There was a lot of bodies for it to go through. He was putting a big leap in to even make contact. Still the best chance of the game for my money. Laurent Mendy after 2 minutes. A shot tipped over by Pilling in the away goal as Neil Kengley is fouled. Blocked off by Nevin this time.
Yes, they seem to be very keen to stop our flanks running. I wonder if there'll be accumulation of fouls there.
As Heathcote now goes for the first big switch of the day, looking for Luke Duffy. It's a long one. Good header there by Smith for the visitors. Into touch, and Brandon Lee keen to get the throw in quickly. Does so back to Rooney. Rooney again able to drift with some freedom here. And now he goes for a switch, looking for Neil Kengley. Cuts across the ball though, and it's straight into the gloves of Pilling.
Yes, Sam Heathcote does like his big crossfield balls. There was a good one, nearly worked out.
Rylands make a bit of a hash of the clearance, but Dawson just helps it all the way back down the other end for a goal kick. Yeah, again with the Heathcote long passes, I think it's more a case of just varying them, isn't it? Like we said with the long throw earlier.
Yeah, yes, that's right. There's nothing very subtle about Sam Heathcote, which is fine for a big central defender. And he's got a good hoof on him.
Certainly has. Can play as well if required, but he's very astute at knowing when to just clear his lines, and that's served him well so far. Alongside a new partner today, Kevin Joshua, who's under this long ball here. Doesn't do particularly well under that one. Gives possession to the away side where Neil just overruns it. Shows too much to Laurent Mendy, who's in midfield once more. And Mendy clears left-footed down the line. Curran can't hold on to that one. Wasn't the best ball forward. And now there's a long switch by Butler, which is headed well back to O'Keefe by Pemberton.
The rain continues to come down. Looking at the crowd, I don't know, a couple of thousand?
Potentially, yeah. I know we were the highest crowd, weren't we, in the last qualifying round of the FA Cup, which was quite the scalp. That was actually people in the ground, that one, tickets bought, rather than the season tickets who maybe don't attend. So well done to everyone that came to that one. Another healthy crowd today, and they're watching a good start in this one. 12 minutes gone, still goalless. It's Rylands coming forward once more, and the ball from Sidibe to Torre, just overhit. And Richards.
I think Sidibe's got a problem, maybe. He just pulled up a bit as he ran through on that one.
Yeah, both forwards actually grimacing at the moment there. A couple of occasions they've managed to run in behind. The final ball overhit. Is a greasy surface today, which is helping the pace of this one. Does make life difficult as Mendy now gifts possession to Hardcastle in midfield. Furman with some space in midfield, now into Torre. Torre dropped deep, and then Torre's ball towards Maiko is overhit, and Torre is really struggling here. Heavily taped hamstring on his right leg anyway, and he's indicating here that he's in a little bit of trouble.
I think that's a hamstring, is it?
We've got a professional runner to our left who might be able to advise on issues of the muscle. I don't think I've got any hamstrings.
Alistair says it's probably a hamstring. Yes, you're quite right, he's taped. They're stretching it at the moment, which if it's gone, that must be very painful. Tight. Okay, so trying to loosen it, but he was going through to that through ball, and the classic sort of pull-up that suggests to me that something is given.
Just looking down the list of substitutes available today for Michael Clegg, the manager of Rylands. They've got Matthew Regan, Ben Huff, Joe Piggott, Scott Backer, James Bailey and Paul Kfayan. He's still stretching it off here.
Yeah. We're going to come back on.
Motore. Good to see he's back on. Mac have got the throw in the right back position after that stray pass towards Eddie Maiko. The ball's back on, and so is Torre. So 14 minutes played here, goalless in this FA Cup third qualifying round. Mac just looking to get themselves back into this one after a good couple of minutes for Rylands. This time it's a long ball looking for the run of Pemberton. Couldn't quite bring that one under control though, Pemberton. And the ball drifts behind for a goal kick. Again, it was a long switch by Heathcote.
Yes, Mac need to try and play it a bit through the middle at the moment. We've
agreed.
Vary it a bit. Yes, by all means use those long balls, but you need to bring Rooney, Mendy, Dawson into the game.
Difficult with the long balls today, of course, as well, with it being so wet. Once they pitch on this surface, they tend to skip off. They've got to be a little bit more precise. As Warrington again building down their right. Chance of a long ball over the top. They go backwards instead, and there's a heavy touch from Butler, which meant that he rather fended off Alex Curran. Referee was happy with that one. Curran still in a heap as Rylands build from deep, and now it's slashed forward by Wilson. Joshua sees it early, but it's a good header from Rooney in midfield. And then nice challenge from Mendy, who dispossesses Neild, the away skipper. And Mac are now building from a deep position. Rylands happy to allow them to have the ball. Toure still not moving perhaps as well as he'd like.
Yes, I can't see him lasting the whole game, but at the moment, this is a pretty even game.
As Dawson now goes for the switch, eyeing up Luke Duffy on the left-hand side. It's a great ball as well. Brought down on the thigh by Duffy. He sets off in field. Brandon Lee ahead of him on the left, and Curran as well. He goes towards Curran. Well seen off, though, by Butler, and now here comes Hardcastle through the middle of the park. Good ball forward as well, up to Sidibe. First time layoff to Toure. Toure advancing towards the box, tries to switch it left to Maiko. Forces Maiko wide, he will keep it in. Maiko now tries to take on Pemberton. Pemberton does well, though, just watches the ball. Concedes a corner in the end, but solid defending from Trey Pemberton there.
Yeah, another good break, though, by Rylands, and luckily the ball out to Maiko was just over hit. And gave Pemberton a chance to get the tackle in. And Mac, some defending to do. Last 5-10 minutes have been mostly Rylands.
Yeah, they're just trying to work things quite quickly through Sidibe and Toure. It's working to a degree so far. Yet to carve out another really good chance, or test O'Keefe, as the corner will come in from the left by Hardcastle. Again, hung up high in the air. Dawson with the first header. Not great distance on the clearance. It goes back out towards Hardcastle, and Rooney steps in, and then the offside flag is up on the far side. In any case, not the best delivery, was it?
It wasn't, no, and easily dealt with by Dawson. High from Sweden. Come on, Mac. Probably better weather in Sweden. You'll tell me it's snowing at the moment. Depends where you are in Sweden.
Yeah,
of course.
let us know.
Quite a big, big country.
Make us feel better.
Yes.
As Mac take the free kick shortly after that offside. Lauren Mendy just in a deeper position at the moment. Yeah. Keeping the ball moving around nicely. Rylands holding a good shape here as Mendy now looks for Neil Kengley down the right. He's made a good break here. Kengley brings it down on his chest well. Plays the ball into Curran. Curran now wide to Dawson. Right hand side of the box. Chance to whip one into the 6-yard box onto the chest of Rooney. And chested wide by Rooney from 6 yards out. He fancied a corner off that one. Referee doesn't agree.
No, but wow, what a chance, and a great little ball in through the channel, cross. Rooney, as you say, piling in, chested it, and it was only a foot wide, a couple of feet wide. Excellent opportunity.
Certainly was.
And that's how Mac have mostly got through, is down this right-hand side to the byline. As Furman falls on the ball with both hands, but does win the free kick.
As we welcome listeners from Silk FM joining us for the first in-play report of the day. We've had 18 and a half minutes here at the leasing.com in this FA Cup third qualifying round game. It's Mac 0, Warrington Rylands 0. Two really good chances, though, for one each so far. Laurent Mendy with a shot tipped over the bar by Pilling after just 2 minutes. A fierce shot, a little bit too close to the keeper, in all honesty. And then Sidibe, the away number 9, had a header cleared off the line by Brandon Lee as Warrington Rylands now come forward down the left. It's a deep cross to the far post by Nevin, and then helped into touch on the far side by Luke Duffy of Mac. So yeah, an even start in these first 18 minutes. A lot more entertainment than the last time we played in the league, as promised, as advertised. But the deadlock still to be broken in this one as the rain continues to pour here at the leasing.com. And forward now come Rylands. Sidibe overruns that one. Cleared up towards Alex Curran. He's battling in there with Butler. Having his shirt pulled certainly was Curran, but game continues as the ball's played in field to Neild. Neild trying to find Sidibe. Good header away from Dawson. Rooney battling with 2 players there does well. And some space now for Luke Duffy to escape over the halfway line down the left. Rylands get 5-6 players around him very quickly though. And the attack has rather lost its impetus, but Mac still in possession. This time now down the right after the switch from Rooney. Finds Neil Kengney. Just content to hold on to the ball here at the moment, Mac. As it goes infield to Rooney again.
Of the midfielders, Mendy quite often the furthest forward. Rooney now changing as Curran turns nicely.
Good play this from Curran towards the penalty area. Warrington scared to tackle him. Curran down to the byline and just overruns it there as he looked to steer it back across the 6-yard box. Good feet from Curran. But Rylands take the goal kick quickly. Furman with the long ball looking for Sidibe straight onto the head though of Pemberton.
Yeah, great little run by Alex Curran there. Got through, just the ball just ran away from him. And and it's good to see getting Curran into the game. I say he's never a natural number 9 or prefers not to be number 9. And need to get somebody, a number 10 in behind him, as they have now with Rooney.
Excellent timing. Rooney slips it into the left-hand channel of the box for Curran. He goes out the area now back to Duffy. Duffy attacking the area. Low shot from Duffy. Just turned around the post by Pilling, who was taking no chances there at his near post.
Yeah, I think he was slightly caught out there. I don't know if he couldn't see it, but the ball was low to his right. Pushed it round, and Siltman have the big men coming up.
Yeah, I don't mind that too much from Luke Duffy, taking the early shot on with.
No, I'd prefer it once or twice, just shoot a cross goal.
See what it hits.
Yeah.
Corner taken short this time into Curran. Back to Duffy now, low ball in towards Joshua. Falls to Mendy. Mendy has to turn though. It's well blocked in there by Rylands. Potential counter-attack now as Sidibe rolls away from Pemberton. He's going to try and run him down the right. Instead he slips it to Hardcastle, who has some space. 2 players way away on the left-hand side as Sidibe looks to get in behind Mendy. Mendy and Sidibe challenging for that one. Referee has a long look and goes with the corner.
I don't think the referee was remotely interested in giving a penalty there. And I'm not sure there's many people claiming either. But it sliced off a Mac player behind for a corner.
Yeah, tangle of legs certainly from Mendy and Sidibe. Sidibe stepping across Mendy, quite clever play from the Rylands 9. Yeah. Referee and assistant were in close quarters. There wasn't as many protests as I might have thought either.
Unmoved. I wasn't impressed.
So corner, Hardcastle to take. Again, it's drifted in there. Up go the heads. It's just come off the top of the head there of Butler and well wide of O'Keefe's goal.
Yes. Yeah. No, I think if they really were genuine, there would have been many more protests.
Right, we're almost... we are now, in fact, halfway through the first half. Mac have a goal kick. It's still goalless. And Richard will take us through to the break.
Well, let's see if I can get a Mac goal as Sam Heathcote brings the ball out from his penalty area, gets it to Rooney, who's fairly deep, almost too deep, I would say, as a long ball forward looking for Curran. It's never going to reach him. And Furman picks up the ball in the centre circle, comes this way. He's got Mako outside him, but it's intercepted there by Pemberton, who can control, chips it forward, looking for Kengi. Kengi will get this before it runs out. He has to turn away from goal, right down by the byline. He's got Mendy for support, forced backwards. Rylands are back in position now. And Sam Heathcote playing a little ball forward to Mendy, who treads on the ball, and Furman can break, chips it forward. Looking here for Sidibe. Sidibe in on goal, got a chance, shoots it and scores for Rylands. A break there as Mendy tripped on the ball. Furman fed it through to Sidibe on the left-hand side. He came through into the penalty area and slotted it past O'Keefe, past his left hand into the far corner. And here we are, got the goal, but from the wrong way. 23rd minute. It's Mac 0, Warrington Rylands 1.
And you've got to say as well, a good finish there by Adama Sidibe. After he made it through, he's been booked for his elaborate celebration.
Okay.
As part of all that, maybe some time wasting. A little bit harsh. Yes, it was a lovely long ball through to find him in between Heathcote and Pemberton. A huge chasm through which Sidibe went. And he didn't have much of an angle in the end, actually, but he sort of stroked it past O'Keefe, almost passed it into the goal O'Keefe couldn't quite stretch out enough to gather that one. And again, a nice little bit of direct play from the visitors. And they take the lead.
And Mac were on the attack. Ball through to Mendy, and he just trod on the ball as he tried to control it.
Yeah, it was actually a good play, I think, from Torre as well, the number 10, who'd trapped him a long way back, sort of forced the error, if you will, or the loss of footing from Mendy. And having not created too much in the last 15 minutes, but looked a little bit brighter, it is Rylands who take the lead. As you can see, Kane Drummond looking a bit glum below us. Ex-Rylands man, of course. And he must have picked up an injury in midweek, because he did come on.
And played well.
And played well at Ilkeston.
Yes.
So must be a knock there.
The ball is with Joshua. He's going to go long, trying to get Duffy in, but the ball will bounce comfortably into the arms of Pilling in his penalty area. And he bowls it out to his left to Wilson. And Wilson comes forward. He's got it through to Toure, who seems to be still a little bit uncomfortable, but still moving quite well.
Yeah, there's not any sign of any immediate change from Rylands.
And it could be a long ball as Niven is wiping the ball on a purple towel.
That's brilliant, isn't it? He's not shown any sign of having a long throw until they've gone 1-0 up.
And then he takes it short. And nice little one looking for Furman, but Mendy's in there, managing to win the ball. He's lost it, but a little bit lucky to get away with that. I think he was under a bit of pressure, but got a free kick, and Mac can build from the back again through Joshua out on the left-hand side. Short to Lee back to Joshua, and then eventually Joshua forced to go long, looking for Duffy. It will drop for Curran, halfway inside the Rylands half. He turns, gets it back out here to Heathcote to the right hand side, finding Pemberton forward to Kingney. Nice little ball in to Mendy trying to flick it towards Pemberton on the edge of the box, and again forward can come Rylands, but they lose the ball, and Kingney breaking down the right hand side. Pemberton outside him, uses him. Pemberton into Curran turning. It's all happening about 30 yards from the Rylands goal. And eventually Heathcote thumps it forward, finds Kingney. Good control by Kingney. Back to Heathcote. And Heathcote back to Joshua. And Mac now will build Rooney, who's dropped right the way back. Picks it up on the halfway line. Gets it out to Duffy. Duffy crosses it in, flicked on by Curran. Curran's a chance and scores! And the ball drops wonderfully from Curran. He had a little flick, came off of the defender, back to Curran, and drives it into the bottom right-hand corner. And Mac are level.
They certainly are, and a very quick response from Mac as well. Just 4 minutes after going a goal down here. A little bit fortuitous in the end, because the attempted flick on by Curran was missed. It hit the Rylands centre half, fell straight back to Curran. He could do absolutely nothing. Neither could Pilling as well, because Curran just stroked the ball home into the bottom right corner for his 10th goal of the season in all competitions. And we're now at 28 minutes, 1-1, and we will now see that change for Rylands.
Yeah, so off goes Toure, and I think it's his hamstring has eventually succumbed. And on comes Piggott to replace Toure. And as you say, a 10th goal for Curran, double figures already, 3 in the FA Cup, 7 in the league. Yep. And Piggott immediately goes in to take the kick-off, so it looks as though he's going to play the number 9 role.
Yeah, he's a good player to bring on, Piggott. Ex-Radcliffe player, so he knows these levels very well. Signed in the summer here for Warrington Rylands. He's one of those players who's now played for both Warrington sides. Yes,
as Mac try and build down the left-hand side. Good response against. It's good to get back into this game because, as I say, they're fairly stingy defence, although Mac have opened them up several times in this game so far.
Yeah, down the wings in particular.
Yeah.
I think Mac have got a bit of an edge. He was slightly fortunate, as I say, in the build-up to that one. the ball just fell beautifully for Curran. But you have to take these little windows of opportunity.
Yeah.
And I don't think Curran was ever going to miss. Great technique from him.
Yeah, and it was a quick ball in, though, from Duffy out on the left. No messing as Piggott gets a chance to cross. But it goes to Joshua, who clears the ball rather hopefully to Hardcastle. And then a cross in from the right-hand side by Smith. Off, and a header there by Mako off the bar. And Mac very nearly concede. Architects of their own downfall there. Poor defending, getting the ball out. They had plenty of time. Got it out to Smith. Gave in the right wing position. He crossed it in very quickly. And the header onto the bar with O'Keefe beaten. The ball's come out and Mac survived.
Yeah, very fortunate there for Mac. The heads of Sidibe and Maiko went up to that cross. There was 4 players around there. Good contact from Rylands, and it crashed off the face of the bar. O'Keefe, no chance.
Was it Sidibe or Maiko who got the final touch? As there's a push there by Nevin, clearly on Kingney, right in front of the linesman down in front of us, but no foul given. And Nevin will take a throw in halfway inside his own half down this left-hand side. Pemberton intercepts, ball's up in the air, headed on by Rooney, but Butler will pick up the loose ball and get it out to Smith out on the right-hand side. He gets it forward to Hardcastle. He's got Lee for company, and he's forced back. And Butler hits a poor ball, which Curran ricochets to Curran. Get it through to Kingney, and there will be a booking there because as Curran went forward, he was cynically fouled. It won't be a red card, even though the faithful want it. He was not. Who's he? He's booked.
He's booked Curran for asking for a booking. And again, letter of the law.
Yes.
Shut up and let the referee look after the game.
He was going to book the Wilson for a cynical foul, and Wilson get himself sent off if he keeps on talking as well.
But again, though, Curran, I mean, we had 2 players booked on Tuesday for dissent for the same incident.
I would love to see what the statistics are, but most of our bookings have been dissent of some sort.
It's just completely avoidable, isn't it?
Because he was going to get booked, and it was not a red card.
No, never.
Never.
Barely yellow.
Yeah, it was cynical. It was cynical. That was why. And it's going to be a free kick to Mac. They're probably 37 yards from goal. Dead centre. And we've got Rooney and Curran over it.
I'd like them to have a shot here, you know.
I think who's going to have a go? You think Rooney will have a go?
I think he'll pull seniority here and have a strike. Yeah, it's going to be awkward if he can get it to bounce just before the keeper.
A whole line of players on the edge of the penalty area, and back goes Sidibe to help with his defence. So there is nobody up field at all, as Rooney is going to try his luck. Smack, bang, straight into the arms of Pilling, who just for a moment let it drop away from him, but really no danger. Not quite enough force and not enough in the corner.
No, perfectly summed up there, and keeper did well to gather it with Curran closing in.
Yeah, as forward come Rylands again, the edge of the area. Hardcastle breaking through, ball back to O'Keefe, who clears. And Dawson fails to win the header, and it breaks for Smith, who thumps the ball straight into the head of Dawson, who seems to have recovered.
It took a real thump in the face.
As Butler now thumps the ball forward, and Sidibe surely was offside, but nothing given, and he makes a cross from the right wing. Mako picks the ball up, edge of the penalty area, out on this left-hand side. 3 Mac defenders there back with him, and the ball is now back with Furman, who chips the ball into the box, headed clear by Heathcote, out to Kingney, who's way back in defence, and eventually Pemberton clears. But Furman picks up the loose ball, and Mac concede a throw-in down in front of us. And
good pace to this game, isn't there?
Yeah, it's such a contrast to the previous game. Two good sides, really, both playing quite well. Playing well.
Yeah, Piggott, the
Nevin, the ball takes a throw in, but it's wasted and it's through with O'Keefe.
Yeah, just going to say Piggott, the number 15, playing now alongside Sidibe. A slightly different player to Torre. A little bit more of a physical presence, and here he is.
35 minutes gone. Macclesfield 1, Rylands 1. Curran equalising Touré's goal. As Mac give the ball away again. This was Rooney, and it's a shot driven in there by Sidibe from an angle out on the right-hand side. O'Keefe pushed the ball away to his right, and luckily Pemberton was there to help him out.
Far too easy, though, for Sidibe to get in behind Joshua, wasn't it?
And was, but both of those were mistakes by the defence, just trying to play the ball out. As Rooney wins a throw-in, halfway line.
You can see Rooney just simmering at the moment at his own performance. He's
it's not
critical of himself, I think.
There's a push. Eventually, Kengney wins a free kick down out on this right-hand side. As Rooney, he goes quite deep to pick up the ball, and he and Mendy do oscillate a bit, which is fine. As Rooney takes the ball, finding it, and is that a penalty? Yes! Ball through, aimed at Dawson, who was charging through into the area, and a very stupid tackle by Nevin. And Dawson probably would have got to the ball, but not in a particularly dangerous place. And Nevin, I don't think he really meant to tackle him, but took the Mac player down, and it's a penalty.
Yeah, he didn't. Nevin there had absolutely no idea that Dawson had set off in behind him. Credit to John Rooney as well for the quick free kick. It's one of those, Richard. I'm not entirely convinced, but it was clever from Dawson to make the run straight across the fullback. Who again, there wasn't too many protests.
Not too many protests, and I mean the fullback, as you say, was caught out, and he sort of turned into Duffy, clipped him, and Duffy did go down impressively. It wasn't theatrically, it was impressively. So, Alex Curran already scored one. The ball is on the penalty spot. Curran versus Pilling to take the lead. Curran, right-footed. We wait. The referee gets everybody back behind the line. Up steps Curran, and it's saved! A very weak penalty. Push to the left of Pilling, and you have to say that was not Curran's finest.
No.
He's thumped a few. Why he tried to steer that, presuming the keeper was going the wrong way, and it had no power, and Pilling made the easiest of penalty saves.
Yeah, always credit the keeper, of course, for guessing right, but was certainly not a very good penalty at all by Curran there.
No, I mean, even if you're going to try and outwit the goalkeeper, still at least hit it harder than that. And so it remains 1-1 here. Big chance for the Siltmen to go ahead. They spurned it. And 10-goal Alex Curran remains 10-goal Alex Curran.
He does, yeah. It's one of those you should always score your penalties, of course, but he's probably notched a few that he shouldn't have done in previous games. Had no right to do, rather. So on the balance of play, he's still all right with me.
Yeah, yes. Oh, we need him. As Mac have the ball at the back with Joshua. He's going to move the ball forward. Finds Duffy just on the halfway line, back with Joshua. And a little bit pedestrian now as Heathcote has the ball. He gets it forward to Kengney, and he's easily dispossessed there by Nevin. Nevin running through towards the penalty area, cuts inside. He might try one with his right foot, pushed wide, and eventually the ball drops off Piggott to Mendy, but then Mac failed to clear again, and Wilson can fire the ball forward, looking for Sidibe on the edge of the area. He's got the ball, he's going across the edge of the area, runs straight into Mendy, and the ball has got to Curran to Kengney. Kengney a chance to go in. Kengney, chance on his right foot, and he can't convert it, and easily blocked, and a big chance there for Mac on the break.
Yeah, I wonder if he was caught in two minds there, Kegney, whether to shoot for goal. The angle was tight, or I think he was trying to cross it in the end.
As the ball is now with Lee out on the left-hand side. He's breaking towards the edge of the area. He's got Hardcastle in front of him. Smith back there too. Tries to play a wonderful 1-2 with Duffy. Cross comes from Lee, and it's just behind Kegney. Right across the 6-yard box and out for a throw-in on this near side.
Lovely play down the left-hand side there between Lee and Luke Duffy. It was Lee's cross in the end that was tantalisingly behind Neil Kegney, and tellingly no one else had really gambled. There was 2 or 3 other players in the blue shirts in there that hadn't made the run into the 6-yard box as the away captain kneeled, picks up a yellow card for his protests about what we know not. But again, a yellow card for dissent.
Penalty?
No.
Maybe. I don't know. Something to the linesman, probably. As the ball is up on the halfway line, Mako will get control of it. He chips it forward, looking for Sidibe, but the ball runs harmlessly through to O'Keefe, as this excellent game of football for excitement.
Certainly is.
And it remains tied at 1-1. Mac with a chance with a penalty to take the lead. Be interesting to see whether we rue that. Mac now creating chances though as they move the ball forward, but it's Joshua who heads the ball to Rooney, who picks up the ball in the centre circle, and Rooney trying to get it through to Pemberton. He does. Pemberton, and it just, Pemberton and Curran just overrun it between them, and the ball is with Kegney out on this right-hand side. Kegney was pushed very slightly, claiming a free kick, but it was only a tiny touch.
It was. Fortunately, Mendy was there to help him out.
The ball is on the halfway line with Brandon Lee. There was, a big chance there for Curran and Pemberton, but they just couldn't get their angles sorted.
No, good defending in the end by Rylands.
Yes, as Kegney has the ball out on this right-hand side. He's go forward to Kegney, trying to control it, but it runs away through to Wilson. He clears it up to the halfway line. Mendy wins the header, heads it towards Rooney. Rooney now up the pitch, trying to pressurise the Rylands defence, but Pilling is able to clear up to the halfway line. Rooney, a little flick towards Pemberton, didn't really reach him, but Pemberton got his foot in. Aims the ball out for Duffy on that far side. Ball's up in the air. Mendy eventually wins it and gets it to Rooney. Controls the ball nicely. Nice turn by Rooney. Keeps that under pressure. Gets it to Heathcote. Heathcote chips it forward, trying to find Kegney, who is offside. It's a lovely ball too. Well controlled by Kegney out on the right-hand touchline, or right-hand side of the box. But he'd just broken too quickly.
Indeed.
And there's a lull.
There is a lull, yeah. It's been fairly breathless, this one. We've got
43 minutes gone. Macclesfield 1, Warrington Rylands 1. Rylands taking the lead. 23rd minute. Mac equalising the 29th. And we're nearing half-time as free kick is taken by Pilling. And he hooks it straight into touch.
Yeah, I wonder now if we will have just a continual lull until the break. Maybe both sides having a
little bit of a breather.
Yeah. But, it's been a faster game, but there's been quite a few mistakes, hasn't there?
There have. And, yes, I mean, I wouldn't say it's, mistake-free. As Mac try and break down the left-hand side. Duffy's going to reach the ball. He does. He's got it, cut it back to Lee. Lee in the edge of the area, loses control, and it's cleared away up for Sidibe to run onto, but Joshua does a good job of getting it back to O'Keefe, who spreads it out to Heathcote on this right-hand side. Heathcote forward to Pemberton. Pemberton forward to Kegney. Good control by Kegney. Not such good control by Mendy, but it's worked quite well for him as he goes forward. Breaks for Rooney. and Rooney just tries to chip it forward to himself, and this allows Rylands to come forward. Hardcastle breaking forward. Out on this left-hand side is Mako in space, edge of the penalty area. Cross goes in. Joshua in the right place, gets it clear up to the halfway line.
Good defending from him.
As we wait to see how an added time there is, as the ball is with Mako again, out on this left-hand side. Chance for him to cross. He's got Hardcastle outside him. He's got Rooney, and he pulls Rooney down. Good defensive work by Rooney. I mean, we're just getting 3 minutes additional time. And yes, Rooney's doing a good job. He certainly gets around the pitch.
Yeah, he's looking fitter now, definitely, after a run of games here.
Lee to Duffy down the left-hand side. Duffy forced back over his halfway line. Gets it to Joshua. To Rooney in the right-back position, who gets it to the official right-back, Pemberton, out in the right wing position, who gets it forward to Kengy. Good run by Kengy. Kengy heading for the byline, but good work there by Nevin, who shepherds the ball out for a goal kick.
It was, yeah. Just took the inside road there and able to hold off Kengy. That's what you want to see, though, from Neil Kengy, just continually trying to make the run in behind.
He has the pace, and he just, give him half a yard, and he will be away.
Nevin is feeling the pace a little bit. He's taking in plenty of oxygen there.
He is panting as he goes past us here. 1-1 as we near half-time. We've had Mendy gets a foot in, but it's partially defended here, but Piggott has the ball, makes the wrong decision, and Pemberton can intercept and get it back to O'Keefe. And there's space up the left-hand side for Mac if they want to do it, but they go to Mendy, just outside his penalty area. Good ball forward by Heathcote to Rooney. Rooney trying to see Kengy on the run again, but it's dropped for Curran, who's trying to get round the outside of Nevin. Breaks into the area. Here's one for Kengy, but it's now broken for Rooney. Out to Duffy, left-hand side of the penalty area. Good turn by Duffy across 6-yard box. Oh, it needed just a touch right across the 6-yard box. 3 yards from goal. Curran must have been inches away from that.
Yeah, just on his heels, perhaps, Alex Curran there. After that excellent wing play from Luke Duffy there, just tormenting Smith before delivering the cross. That's much more like we expected to see from Luke Duffy.
Yeah, last 5 or 6 minutes, Mac have created some really good chances. And they will now probably be disappointed that they're not ahead in this game. Well, they will, because they've missed a penalty, but it was Mendy. Chips the ball forward onto the head of Butler on his edge of his penalty area. But it's Rylands through Sidderby who break. Foot in by Lee. He rushes back because Smith has the ball out on the right-hand side. Kneeled. They're forced back, and the referee, Mr. Harry Jones, says that's enough. And warm applause, I think, for an entertaining, if not faultless, first half.
It certainly was, yeah. Both sides having, I think, good spells within that one, and both sides having good chances as well. Make an entertaining first half here in this FA Cup third qualifying game. A little bit more open than the league game we had, as I say, at the back end of September. And we go into the break level. Matt, though, as Richard said, will probably feel aggrieved that they've not taken the lead in this one. Alex Curran missing that penalty, saved, I should say, by Pilling after 36 minutes. But yeah, much improved showing, I'd say, here.
Yes, and, Mac, okay, they scored the goal with Curran. They 4 or 5 times they've been down to the byline and just needed a touch. But Rylands looked very dangerous on the break. They scored on the break. And, Mac will be slightly disappointed. 1 or 2 of Ryland's best chances have come from Mac's rather poor defending or trying to get the ball out to people who are quite heavily marked. I think they need to avoid that. But it's been entertaining. And It's 1-1 here and all to play for.
Certainly is. So we'll go and have a quick break, and we'll give you now some half-time entertainment as in comes Dan and colleague to give us their half-time thoughts. We'll be back with commentary in about 15 minutes' time. Oh, yeah, great. Yeah. Right, you go ahead.
Hi everybody, it's Sam, but not Dan today because Dan's got a friend here, so my daughter Maisie's here today.
Hello everyone.
Maisie's been to lots of games in the past, particularly I remember an FA Cup game, old Macclesfield Town, and we were looking up the date of it, but it was one of those days where you make your FA Cup trophy covered in silver foil. We looked back and it was December 2016.
Yeah, I remember it quite well actually. It was, I'd just say 7 or 8 I think I was. We made our big FA Cup trophy with silver foil, and we managed to get on TV, didn't we?
Yeah, we got on TV and people said, look, there they are. And it was against Oxford, and they drew 0-0, played really well, and then unfortunately lost the replay. So when you think now, one win today and you're in the 4th qualifying round and then first round proper, it's all quite exciting.
Yeah.
So what do you think first half? I think 1-1's about fair?
I think it probably is fair. They seem quite evenly matched at the moment. A couple of chances, but
They look like a good team. You can see why they're second in the league.
yeah. So, and Mac are 5th in the league at the moment.
Yeah. So first goal, I wasn't sure. It's one of those things you want to see back, but it looked like Warrington player could have been offside. What do you think?
I think possibly. Don't remember it too well, but he looked like he could have been offside, I think.
Yeah, it's one of those things you look round and you don't look at the right moment, but it looked like it could have been. And then Macclesfield's equaliser from Cohen again, keeps scoring goals.
Yeah, I think it's difficult to say whether it was genuinely good footwork or a bit of a fluke, but I think we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. It looked quite skillful.
There was a bit of a ricochet. I think when he ended up in front of the goal, he put it away really nicely.
Yeah.
You said you hadn't really noticed the guy at the back, the new guy at the back, Kevin Joshua, number 5.
No, I didn't. I hadn't really noticed him until I just spotted him near the end of the first half, so I don't think he's probably been quite quiet today. What do you think?
I think he's done okay because he's got some really big lads to play against.
That's true.
I feel a bit sad for Lewis Fenson because I'm a bit of a Lewis Fenson fan and I can't see him getting back into this team at centre half really because he just isn't very tall.
Yeah.
As I said, our goalkeeper's not very tall, but I think that's the first time I've seen him beaten. He's pretty steady, I think, pretty solid.
Yeah, I think he's made quite a good start actually, quite a few good saves.
Couldn't do anything about the goal, I don't think.
No. And what do you think about seeing Eddie Mayeko playing?
Yeah, it's nice because I remember when Dan first started coming, he was one of his favourites, and when Dan was a mascot, I don't know why he's being booed. I don't know if he did something to celebrate their goal that upset the fans down that end.
I wasn't sure about that.
But he was always fun to watch here. He was so skillful. He was always doing tricks. I liked watching him. And he's really nice with Dan when we went into the dressing room when he was a mascot.
Oh, yeah.
And what about the penalty?
It wasn't great, was it?
Was it a penalty though?
I think it probably was. I think it was fair.
It was a good ball through from Rooney, and I don't know. It looked like he bought it a bit to me, but.
But yeah, the penalty wasn't great, was it?
It was a
no power
penalty.
on it at all.
Terrible penalty.
It wasn't down the middle or in the corner. It was just completely not the right place.
And I've seen him take really good penalties, but I always think if you take a penalty and the goalkeeper catches it, you know you've done something wrong. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Maisie was trying to think of the word, what it's called when it rebounds off the goalkeeper.
That's it.
But it wasn't even hard enough to rebound off the goalkeeper. And then I think later on there was a shot by Warrington that hit the crossbar. So I think they've looked decent. And I think 1-0 was probably about fair. I think it would have flattered Mac if they were 2-1 up at half-time.
I agree.
What we did see, which was amazing, because Dawson got the ball kicked right in the head.
Yeah.
From how far away do you think?
Really, really close. You could see him like rubbing his head for quite a while afterwards. I'm surprised he stayed on.
He just got up and carried on. But you think with all the concussion checks there are in other sports, to get hit that hard with a ball at that close quarters, that was tough. And then right near the end, I think there was a good chance for Macclesfield with the ball that Duffy put across that just needed a little touch from Curran. So there's chances. It looked like there's going to be more chances here, second half, I think.
Yeah, I think there's definitely potential for some more goals.
What do you think of that little hardy few Warrington fans over there braving the weather?
Oh, they're very brave out there. Quite a lot of noise when they scored, though. They're really supporting their team.
And they did make a lot of noise behind the goal, banging on the boards to try and put Cohen off when he took his penalty. But Leek Town have won earlier today in the FA Cup. Might have seen that was on iPlayer, so that's a good result for them. Leek Town beat South Shields 2-0, so that's a good local success story.
And then Mac's next league match is that against Radcliffe. We're top of the league.
Yeah,
8 games out of 9.
Yeah, so I think Radcliffe lost on Tuesday. Before that, they'd won 8 out of 8, so that should be a good test. But I heard some people around me in the crowd saying it's nice that this is going to be a bit of a challenge this season. It's going to be a bit of a battle.
Oh, definitely.
So that is quite exciting. And hopefully we're still going to go to Marine. We wanted to go to Marine on the weekend when it was originally scheduled, but maybe we'll still go to Marine on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
So Maisie was thinking about getting a shirt for her birthday, because they are quite cool, I think, the new shirts.
Yeah, I really like them. But then as you go onto the website, they're £60 for an adult one, £52 for a junior one. And then my brother Dan, when he got a Mac kit about, was it 2 years ago?
Yeah.
It was about £20. So
I've had a bit of a moan before about season ticket price rise, but £50 for a junior shirt does seem quite pricey, but they are nice. They
are really nice
shirts. So we're going to hand back over to the experts in a minute for second half commentary. Hopefully Matt can get another goal or two.
Yeah.
Looks like there's chances around, and progress through to the next round of the FA Cup.
And one last thing, just to shout out to my mum who's listening at home, just put in the comments in the chat. It was her birthday yesterday, so yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Come on, you Silkmen.
Thanks there to Sam and Maisie for some half-time entertainment. And thanks to those of you who stuck around to listen to their views. Always good to break a little bit of radio silence. And hear some different voices as well. So, yeah, thank you to them for their half-time show. Richard's back from the boardroom with a cup of coffee. So I'm sure he's happier now than when he went down. Give him the energy for the second half at least. Overcome the FA Cup nerves as well. Hello, Richard.
Hello, yes. Keep my coffee. Stop me twitching. Or start me twitching, I don't know which.
What's the views then of the people you've spoken to at the break? What are they thinking?
Well, they're thinking, we should be ahead. Is the feeling, overall. One thing, don't give the ball away at the back. Secondly, we've had some really good chances. Disappointed with the penalty.
Yeah.
I think.
Uncharacteristic. Poor strike, wasn't it?
It was strange because it wasn't in the corner. It wasn't very hard. And, he often smacks them into that right-hand corner, which was where he was aiming. And even if the keeper goes the right way, they got a chance going in. That really, if the keeper went the right way, it was, I wouldn't like to say my granny could have saved it, but maybe she could. It was, disappointing. But all to play for.
Certainly is. 45 minutes left of this one. If there's no winner in 90 today, then we're into a replay situation, which will most likely be on Tuesday.
So it's going to be interesting as Mac are out first.
Can't see any changes at the break for Mac.
No. Rylands with that one substitution in the first half.
Enforced change for them. Mo Torre replaced through injury, picked up a bit of a hamstring strain, we think, and he's been replaced by Joe Piggott, who's got good pedigree at this level, but perhaps struggled to get into the game quite as he would have hoped.
Yeah, he didn't. Yes, I think that's fair. And I'm not quite sure whether he's playing the number 9 or number 10 role, maybe twin strikers.
I think so. I think that's what worked well in the early going when it was Torre and Sidibe.
Yeah, well, that did work well, and it's a different pairing. What do you think about Mac and substitutions?
Well, there's a few options available to them. Again, look, just to repeat that bench for those of you who missed it before. We've got Max Johnston, the goalkeeper, but we've also got Nolan Murphy, new signing Alex Hurst, Piers, Fensom and Campbell. So although there's a couple of defenders on there, there's also a lot of attacking talents as Mac get us underway in the second period, kicking towards the Star Lane end.
Yes, and they'll be looking to get in at the byline again, as they did quite often in the first half. I'm sure Rylands will try and stop the supply to Kingney, which has been pretty useful in the first half, as Heathcote goes trademark long crossfield ball.
Yeah, we saw some nice play as well from Luke Duffy out on the left, particularly in the added time in the first half, where he absolutely skinned Clive Smith, the Warrington right back. Unfortunately, not anybody in the 6-yard box as the ball goes long. It's towards Piggott. Piggott going in there with Heathcote. Rylands appealing for a high boot. Referee allows the play to go on, and Mendy loses possession to Furman, who's again doing an effective job in that midfield so far. Vastly experienced player in the Football League as well. Vital to have that kind of player down in these levels. Mac have a few of their own, of course. Looking at the bench in particular, John Nolan and Luke Murphy must have hundreds of games in the Football League between them, but they can't even make the starting 11 as one of the players who's familiar with the level. Paul Dawson plays the ball down the left. Difficult one for Curran to control. And the ball runs away from Alex Curran in the end.
Yes. A quiet start to this second half. It was quite frantic at the end of the first half.
It was, and by this stage in the first half as well, just under 2 minutes in, Laurent Mendy had already stung the palms of Luke Pilling. There's good play down the left from Luke Murphy, dances away from 2. Referee plays an advantage. Luke Duffy still with it, tries to go past Smith, does so again. Hardcastle comes across, and the ball just off the left boot of Hardcastle, behind for a corner, much to his protestations.
Well, Duffy did incredibly well there under pressure from 2. Fouled twice, managed to pick himself up and has won this corner.
Corner from the Mac left, in swinger this will be. Good numbers in the box in blue. Here comes the corner, it's a low one. Cleared away again by Furman from the edge of the 6-yard box. Rooney shins one anywhere, and it's a back pass from Pemberton. It's going to be a race for O'Keefe. O'Keefe challenges Sidderby, the Mac goalkeeper there with the Warrington forward. Mac get away with that one, but Rooney gives the ball away once more. Hardcastle now down the left-hand side. He just presents it to Trey Pemberton, who's able to slam clear. And again, all that came from an error. As I'll break off because Hardcastle free down the left. Maiko did well as well. Hardcastle trying to play the ball centrally. It's blocked by Mendy, and now Neil Kengley comes back to help out his defence. Kengley with 2 players with him. Tries to clear it. Good play by Neven, though, for Rylands. Keeps it alive. Cross in position now for Maiko. It's a really poor high cross. It will, though, fall towards the far post, and Brandon Lee forced to head behind.
Well, as in the first half, some of the worst, well, the best chances for Rylands have been the architects of their downfall have been Mac, because that was a dreadful back pass. O'Keefe just won the foot race, but then Rooney miscontrolled, and Mac find themselves facing a corner. Really all of their own doing.
Definitely, yeah, agreed. Completely avoidable, that one, and it will be Hardcastle to take the corner with his right foot. Here comes the corner again. It's a floated one towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Mendy gets his head on it. Spills back out to the right-hand side. Luke Duffy tries to escape, but Ben Neild gets a boot in. Visiting skipper. A throw into Mac in the left-back area, and O'Keefe is now down.
I think that was probably his collision as he came out to clear that poor back pass. And Sidderby was out there, collided with him. I say it was pretty well a 50-50 ball. The ball shot up in the air. He won't thank Pemberton for the back pass.
No. And Sidderby, as he has been for most of the game, was really alert to it as well. Straight onto it. And caused a problem for the home stopper.
So a little bit of a lull as O'Keefe's right leg is being attended to.
5 minutes gone in the second period. 1-1 still.
Mac, of course, have Johnston on the bench, so we do
Yes.
rarely. We actually have a goalkeeper on the bench.
And he's warming up. I think it's one of those where O'Keefe's just taking one between the ankle and the shin pad.
Yeah, and sensibly, just taking his time, running repairs, and this a lull. The rain continues to come down here at the leasing.com, and I don't think Keith's going to go off. There's no sort of signals to the bench. The referee is there. It's all happening in the 6-yard box.
Yep, we wait. So just a reminder that this is the third qualifying round of the FA Cup, and Mac have come through 2 ties so far to reach this stage. The first of those was a 4-1 victory up in the northeast at Wickham. They're aside from the 9th tier. That game saw Mac race into a 2-0 lead before the home side put in a really stirring fight back. A superb penalty and then follow-up save as well from Conor O'Keefe. Kept it at 2-1, and then Mac were able to pull away in the closing stages. Leon Arnasalam came on and set 2 goals up in an instant to help Mac pull away and get through that tie. And then Buxton were defeated here back on the 16th of September. National League Buxton. National League North Buxton, sorry. A very impressive showing from Mac. Maybe the most complete performance of the season. After a shaky first 10 minutes, Mac really dominant in that one. And deserved victors as the game now is back underway. Eddie Maiko picking the ball up on the edge of the box. Tries to shoot left-footed. And shanks it 20-30 yards wide.
Into the little knot of Rylands supporters in the terrace behind O'Keefe's goal. And he seems to be moving freely. and just used that foot that was being repaired and gets the ball to Joshua.
Joshua goes long, given away, headed forward by Butler. Picked up here on this left-hand side by Hardcastle, who turns it infield. Piggott does well to cushion the long ball. Furman forward, Sidibe on it almost, but no, it's cleared away. And back to O'Keefe, who's first-time ball down the right. Looks for Kengley. Niven, though, wins the header well. And Furman does well as well to step away from Rooney and Mendy. Now Piggott, chance to free Maiko down the left. He's going to resume this duel with Trey Pemberton. In field goes Maiko. The foot in, though, is from Mendy. And all the way back to O'Keefe.
Yes, good defending there by Pemberton. Maiko's looked lively, lacked a little bit of control sometimes. But
it's a familiar tale, isn't it, to anybody that watched him here?
Yes, yeah. Oh,
as Mendy loses the ball in a deep position to Piggott, puts in a good challenge. Piggott tries to get onto the loose ball, can't do it as O'Keefe beats him to it. Good recovery from Mendy after initially playing himself into trouble.
Yes, again, Mac playing themselves into trouble. Just wish they'd stop that. As O'Keefe has the ball back now.
Joshua seeing a lot of the ball, and Rylands quite happy to let him and Heathcote have it. What do you make of Kevin Joshua so far?
Of Joshua, he's been very efficient, really, and good. He seems to be comfortable on the ball. Ball's forward as a break off because he's now
there he is.
He's being pulled and pushed and pulled and pushed and pulled and pushed, and shepherds the ball out for a goal kick. Yeah, I think he's been pretty good. He adds that extra height. When it's Heathcote and Fensham, we are a little bit short. When it was Heathcote and Mendy, we did have that height. It's hard on Fensham because he's a good ball player. And as Rooney loses the ball again.
Long ball up. It's well mopped up there by Heathcote, despite the efforts of Sidibe. And Warrington Rylands, I think, have just pushed up on Mac in these last few minutes.
Pressing very high, aren't they? You're quite right. And just trying to stop Mac playing out. And it's been effective. Mac have really created nothing going forward in this second half.
There's Mendy now, who's spent the first 10 minutes as the deepest of the three midfielders. Finds Joshua. He rumbles up towards halfway again. Rylands happy to let him have it. Goes left to Lee. Nice 1-2 between Lee and Duffy. Overhit, though, by Duffy in the end, and then cleared into touch by Butler.
Yes, 1-1 here. Those who, just joining us. Goals by Toure after 23 and Curran after 29. Mac missed a penalty after that. Had numerous chances, really, or situations rather than chances. And but in the second half, finding it difficult going.
A bit of a slog out there so far as Mendy tries to hook one into the area. It's cleared by Rylands, only as far as Brandon Lee. Halfway inside the Rylands half as we now are forced backwards. Rooney it was. And again, Joshua just inside Rylands territory. Allowed space to consider his options. Goes to Curran. Curran taken out by Butler, who just clipped his ankle as Curran looked to roll away from the Warrington centre half. And we will have a change now. Tom Pears is going to be introduced for Mac. He's been getting himself ready for the last few minutes. And it is Kevin Joshua who he will replace. I think that means Mendy will probably go to centre half.
Joshua was a little bit surprised, I think. He was up there for the free kick.
Yeah, he's not had a lot of football, though, Joshua, this season.
Yeah, warm applause from the Mac faithful.
So Tom Pears is on. Came on to good effect against Buxton in the last round. Been employed primarily from the bench in recent weeks. So Joshua off. He's lasted 56 minutes on debut. Mendy to centre half. And we'll just see in a moment or two how the midfield rearranges itself. But for the moment, Mac have a free kick. 35 yards from goal. Duffy with it. Floats one towards the far post. Good header clear by Rylands. Duffy tries to get on it. First time shot. It's cleared away there by Piggott. And it's rolled all the way over halfway. Warrington push out.
Yeah, Pears Duffy didn't quite get hold of that. And it was quite easily cleared. But certainly worth a shot just at the edge of the area.
O'Keefe just has the ball at his feet here for Mac. The Matt Keeper taking his time. He goes long down the left. Paul Dawson is out there, but the ball beats him.
As we expect, Curran has dropped back. I think Piers has gone forward to number 9. And maybe Alex Curran in the position he prefers.
Like to see Dawson here just drop a little bit. Him and Rooney are now the midfield 2, but they're both extremely high up the pitch here as Dawson wins the header. Looking for Piers. Piers, 2 players on him, does well. Piers now lays it square to Kengney. Dawson chips one over the top. Good ball as well into Pemberton, whose first time pass looking for Kengney is a poor one. Cleared by Nevin. Good race here from Mendy, who gets there ahead of Sidibe and thrashes the ball into the Moss Lane stand for a throw on halfway.
Yeah, Pemberton there. I mean, he was put through in on the edge of the box. I think I would like to see him run in. He tried to lay it off into a sort of crowded area, a couple of paces forward, and then clipped it across. And Mendy dealing with the break, which Rylands always looked dangerous on.
Yeah, Sidibe is still full of running in this one. Once we've had 58 minutes gone, 1-1 here. No further goals as yet in the second half. No real major chances either, actually, as Rylands come forward now with Hardcastle. Hardcastle turns away from Heathcote. Plays it into Piggott, just outside the left-hand side of the box. In comes the cross now, looking for Sidibe. Headed away by Luke Duffy. Furman will retrieve it, but his header's a poor one. Looked like they were going to break, but then lost it. Now it's back out to Piggott on the left. Tries to shift it away from Pemberton. Pemberton does well, though, just readjusts his positioning. Steals the ball away. And then John Rooney chips one into Neil Kengney. Challenging ball for Kengney. 2 players with him. Kengney can't hold on to it, and it comes off Pemberton in the end. So Rylands have themselves a throw. Level with the edge of the mat box down the left.
Good defensive work there by Luke Duffy, right back in his own penalty area. But as now the ball gets a wipe, this is going to be a long one.
Yes, we've got a tease in the first half from Nevin. The left back for Rylands. This is going to be a proper long one. Butler's gone forward as well. And Nevin now delivers the throw. It's a high one. Piers underneath it. Pemberton gets the header. And the ref will bring it back for a push in the back on Piers.
Yeah, replay, by the way. Yes, straight to a replay.
Yes.
No penalties, no messing. And I think in the replay there's no extra time either. I think it goes straight to penalties.
I think it does. I think it's only when the Premier League teams come in that we completely scrap replays.
Okay, well, we'll worry about that when that happens.
There's a long ball again by Mack. Is misdirected straight through to Pilling in the away goal in his luminous orange shirt. Acquitted himself well today, including saving that penalty from Alex Curran as Rooney cuts out a long ball and Heathcote slams one forward, looking for Piers. Difficult one for Piers, and it's cleared by Wilson. Brandon Lee returns the ball with interest. A bit of head tennis going on here as Sidibe tries to turn around the corner for Maiko. Cleared by Heathcote. And the ball breaks now to Neild in midfield. Good ball from him. Piggott can escape down the right. He finds Hardcastle. Rooney and Lee with him. Cross comes in from Hardcastle. Headed away by Heathcote. Picked up by Neild. And now Furman will try and roll away from Dawson. Does manage to keep hold of the ball here. Good spell from Rylands. But eventually they're forced back to Wilson. By Wilson, rather. And now it goes long. Looking for Hardcastle. Hardcastle challenging with Lee. Lee does well. Ball ricochets down to Luke Duffy, who tries to go over halfway. And then a very harsh call from the official there, who feels that contact by Smith was a foul on Luke Duffy. And I think a throw-in would have sufficed, but it's an innocuous area nonetheless as Mac have a throw. And they get that one, a free kick rather, and they get that one moving quickly. We can see Alex Hurst down below us, the new signing, ready to come on, wearing number 15. He'll have to hold on for a moment, though, as the ball is in open play here. Paul Dawson, I can see as well, just to my right, limping around, feeling his knee.
Yes, I'm not sure who Hurst is coming on for, because Luke Duffy's had a good game, I reckon.
Ball's on the opposite side at the moment there with Kengney. Kengney just loses control but battles well to regain possession. Now it's on the left with Brandon Lee just looking for options. Decides to turn and roll it back to Heathcote in the centre circle. Offsets Pemberton. Great ball from Heathcote onto the boot of Pemberton, and Pemberton just miscontrols. Eddie Maiko, I think, just caught his attention out of the corner of his eye and forced the miscontrol from Pemberton. I suppose in the end you have to say good recovery from Maiko, who completely lost Pemberton initially.
Yeah, it was over Maiko's head, and Pemberton, just ran away from him. He would have been a bit of an angle, but right in on Pilling.
As that man Pilling, the away goalkeeper, sends it long. Heathcote wins the header, but it's going to break for Maiko. Maiko, though, controls the ball at the second attempt and finds Furman. Furman down the left for Sidibe. Pemberton has to be careful. Pacey Sidibe does get across him, but it's a really poor one. Straight to Mendy, who's able to clear long. Rylands win the ball once more, and foul in there by Dawson, who just clatters into the shins of Neild. That brings us a break in play, and now should give us the chance to bring on Alex Hurst. Although maybe we're going to wait until we defend the free kick. No, we will see him now, actually. So, Alex Hurst, 23-year-old, played in the Mac youth setup many moons ago before joining Port Vale, and comes to us via York City, having played 30 games for them last season in the National League. Player with pedigree and a player with some pace as well, we believe. And he's going to replace number 7, Neil Kengney.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair enough. I mean, Kengney had plenty of action in the first half. He's not seen him in the second, though.
As we welcome listeners from Silk FM, we've had 63 minutes played here at theleasing.com. No further goals in this second period. It's 1-1 as Mac now are defending a free kick, which Rylands will play towards the far post. Mac managed to clear through Brandon Lee. A chance now to break away down the left for Luke Duffy. Duffy cutting in field. He's got Curran to his right. Good ball towards Curran. Curran stretches. The ball falls for Piers. And then excellently defended by Dean Furman. But Furman steps on the ball. Chance to cross for Piers. And Rylands eventually do scramble the ball away. I'll continue to commentate because there's a chance of a break now for Rylands, but Dawson does well to intercept. Yeah, not too many chances for either side during the second half. We've seen Mac bring on Tom Piers and now Alex Hurst for his debut. We've got just under half an hour to go. We could do with a winner as Sidibe escapes from Mendy down the left wing, and a good recovering challenge from Pemberton. Corner to the visitors. Yes, so as I say, no major chances yet. I think both sides will fancy trying to win this one today and avoid that replay. As it is, though, it's still 1-1.
Yes, everything to play for here. And Rylands, certainly in the second half, have been pressing higher, and one or two Mac mistakes. Otherwise, really not too many clear-cut chances for either side. Here's a set piece, though.
And comes the corner again. It's hung up there. High one, looking for the far post. Rylands win the first header. Piers then slams the ball clear. Luke Duffy does really well to bring that one down. Turns away from Furman and now plays a long ball down the right-hand side, looking for Hurst, who's not going to get onto that one, though, because Neven does well. Wins the ball, and he clears up to halfway. Furman, though, asks a lot of his teammate, gives the ball away. Back to Duffy, now Curran, who can turn. Curran plays the ball into Luke Duffy. Duffy tries to get it under his control. 3 players with him, and Rylands eventually clear up to Piggott. Piggott's chest down, though, is a poor one. And then Furman slams another long ball forward into touch. And Mac again with a throw here. Just signs of those front three, Duffy, Curran and Piers trying to link up there. But there's always a good number of players back in red, isn't there?
Their defensive record tells you everything. They work well together, the Rylands defence. And, generally, as the Mac defence. But, yes, it's tough. And they're not going to win many balls in the air, but Curran
has done just that.
Yeah.
And here we go. Alex Hurst, with his first touches here. He's playing on the right of midfield. Thinks better of taking on Neven just yet. Now he does pick up the ball and drives in field, looking to find Curran. Just behind Curran, that ball, and it's taken from Curran by Hardcastle. Here come the visitors on the break with Sidibe. Hardcastle goes on to his right. Sidibe just slowed down here by Mendy. Done a good job so far as Mendy. Still Sidibe goes. And then the foot in by Dawson allows O'Keefe to get that one. There was 5 Rylands players forward in that attack as well.
Well, it was Sidibe, and he was trying to get a room for a shot, and I think his own players got in the way. as
Brandon
Brandon Lee bursting away down the left.
Amazing pace from Lee away from Hardcastle. Now Duffy. Bit of space for Luke Duffy here. Goes infield to Rooney. Opportunity to shoot here for Rooney. He does so and Rooney scores! High into the net from John Rooney. No chance at all for the goalkeeper Luke Pilling. 67 minutes gone. John Rooney here gives Mac the lead.
Well, beautifully constructed, and came to John Rooney. He 20 yards out, right foot curling into the top left-hand corner. No chance for Pilling, and Macclesfield are back in front. Well, in front for the first time. And beautifully constructed goal down this left-hand side. Lee left his man, got it inside, and then laid off by Duffy for Rooney. And John Rooney back on the score sheet for Mac. He likes the cup.
He does love the cup, yeah. He got one on his second debut away at Wickham. And that's the first time, really, we've seen him in a forward position today.
Yeah.
And he didn't hesitate to pull the trigger.
Well, I don't know if Wayne is listening there over in Washington. But anyway, your sibling done great. But it's now forward come Rylands again. They will have to come forward as Smith gets the ball on this right-hand side. Chance here for Neild. Nice little 1-2 there with Hardcastle. Hardcastle gets a cross in towards the near post, but straight into the arms of O'Keefe, who will just slow things down. Macclesfield 2, Warrington 1. And we have 20 odd minutes plus whatever. So plenty of time for both sides here, but an excellently constructed goal.
Certainly was. Whether we'll see Warrington change their tactics yet to be seen.
Lee goes long looking for Piers, but well defended there. Ball is up with Hardcastle out on this right-hand side. He gets it into Neild, but he's forced back to Wilson. And Wilson out to the left back, Nevin. Nevin has the ball, and Mac won't mind if it just slows down a little bit. As forward comes Neild, just over the halfway line. Getting a nice turn by Hardcastle, but easily away from Dawson there. And again, away from Rooney. Going to try a shot. It's deflected, and it's deflected off an attacker behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, I didn't really like that in midfield though from Matt. Paul Dawson just diving in, trying to nick the ball high up the field when he didn't need to.
Yeah, they both he and Rooney sort of just, not lazily, but just really let Piggott walk past them. But
I'm wondering whether we might see Luke Murphy at some stage here to try and close this one out.
As there's a interesting pass back from Rooney, which O'Keefe manages to deal with and get it out into Mendy, now playing, of course, at centre-back. He gets a long one forward, looking for Pearce, just over his head. And Pearce saying to Mendy, at my feet,
exactly.
At my feet.
He had his defender pinned ready, didn't he, to hold it up?
Yeah.
Not much he could do with that.
It was pinged over him, and he wouldn't have been able to do anything with it if he got his head to it anyway. As good work here by Duffy. Little chip in for field by Dawson, who a little bit peripheral in this second half as Heathcote is hauled down there by Sidderby, but nothing the linesman doing, and it's throw in to the visitors. Back with Butler, chips the ball forward. That must have too much pace on. It does. It goes all the way through for a goal kick, and similarly Hardcastle saying, fire it at my feet.
Yeah, it wasn't a great ball forward in the end by Butler, under pressure from Tom Pears, but just a little bit more care needed, I think, now from Rylands. Not got to get too desperate just yet, have they?
No, and they've certainly, as Mac lose the ball out on the left-hand side, and away goes Nevin, gets the ball in here, chance to chip the ball out to Piggott. Piggott with a chance in the edge of the area and completely miscontrols it. Trying to shoot, I think. Ball was bouncing, goes off its shin, I think, as much as anything out for a goal kick. But dangerous.
It was, yeah. There was space on the right, and it was Dean Furman again who managed to find Piggott with that pass, but his first touch just looped it in the air, and he never really recovered from that.
Yes. So 72 minutes gone. Macclesfield 2, Warrington 1. John Rooney goal in this second half. Separating the sides now as nice little flick there to Hurst, who's breaking through to the right-hand side of the penalty area. He's broken onto his left foot, charging through. Chanty tries a shot. It might go to Curran. Curran's shot is deflected over for a corner off Furman. Well, Hurst suddenly changed direction, cut in, fired a shot. It deflected to Curran. Curran shot and was deflected by Furman over the bar with Pilling stranded.
Yeah, excellent defending in the end from Rylands, just throwing themselves in front of those efforts. Curran desperate to make amends for his earlier penalty miss, I'm sure.
Yes, nice little turn there by debutant Hurst as Duffy's corner from the right-hand side. The heads go up and Pilling grabs it. Mac streamed back as a long ball forward, which headed by Pemberton straight to Hardcastle, and he gets it to Sidderby. Sidderby on the corner of the area. He tries a shot, but it was no better than a pitching wedge into the empty stand behind O'Keefe's goal.
Had to be a cross from there, didn't it? You had the substitute Piggott who was steaming in at the far post up against Lee and Dawson. Just stand it up and let him attack that one, I think.
Yeah, and he was behind him as well. He was never going to get the purchase on it, and slightly wasted. Someone won't care. 74th minute as O'Keefe will take it. There's a bit of action down in front of us, but I don't know what manager Duffy is saying to the linesman. But the ball forward and onto the foot of Wilson. He gets it back to Pilling, and Pilling just goes long. Suspect we'll see more long balls as Butler heads it forward. The lively Piggott has picked the ball out on the left-hand side. He's cutting towards the Mac box. He's got Rooney and Pemberton in front of him. The ball has come back to Piggott in the left wing position. He's got it back as far as Nevin. And Mac get the fence back, and good interception there by Pemberton. He chips the ball forward to nobody in particular. And Wilson, he gets the ball forward to Piggott. No offside, and Mako looked as though he was offside, and then he mugs. I'm trying to see who he's mugged. Dawson, who shielding the ball, and Mako's all over him. And Mac have a free kick down in the right-hand corner.
Yeah, Mac just sticking in a shape there, weren't they, as Rylands had it. And just saying, come on then, play through us.
Yeah, and
we're going to see a change for Rylands as well.
I'm not surprised, because they're going to probably, I suspect, put another forward on.
Yep, Eddie Miko, the man coming off. James Bailey is the one coming on.
The mercurial Mako. I mean, he's looked dangerous in a few times, and other times just miscontrolled it. Bailey is coming on, yep. And Mako's gone off on the far side in front of the Moss Lane stand. Getting applause from the Rylands fans down in that corner. The 100 or so that are here. There's ball forward, and so James Bailey is on, yes, as Butler brings the ball forward, tries to get it out to this near side. Ball forward nicely there to a nice back heel there by Duffy, who's given it to Curran. Curran running at goal, trying to get his way through, but tries to beat two men, and Piers was there and will be a little bit annoyed he didn't get a layoff. But Furman intercepting, as he's done so many times in this game. Right place at the right time. Smith has the ball out on this right-hand side, gets it in to Neil. Neil forced back. as Mack in defensive shape. And the ball is with Furman in the centre circle, trying to pick a pass. The man who scored that goal in the 99th minute. He'll be pleased to score another one. Equaliser here as Neal gets the ball, chipping it forward, edge of the box. Here's a chance. Oh, saved by O'Keefe and hacked away by Mack, and just managing to keep there. The ball came to Nevin and he smacked the ball from the edge of the area. Probably feels he should have scored. Nevin, who's playing the left back, is playing much more advanced, and it sort of hit O'Keefe on the chest and arms into his face, and luckily fell for a Mack defender, and Mack cleared.
Yeah, about the best we've had from Rylands in this half as Matt come forward.
Pemberton now, edge of the area, gets it to Rooney. Rooney on to Duffy. Duffy corner of the box, left-hand side, trying to get space for a shot. Forced away from goal and goes back to Lee. Lee to Rooney. And Mack just take their time. There's Duffy. Feeds Rooney, who's, again, quite further back and, almost in the left back position. He squares it to Mendy, and Mendy goes back to O'Keefe.
This is good, isn't it? Just keeping the ball away from Rylands.
Yes, and Rylands trying to press high, but it's difficult when Mack just spread it wide, and they're encouraging the Rylands players to come onto them and leave space behind. As the ball is back with O'Keefe. 79th minute. Mack 2, Rylands 1. Chipped forward by O'Keefe, and that's not a great one. Looking for Pemberton out on the right wing, but it's gone into touch for a throw-in, which Nevin will take. Really, it was a big chance for him.
It was, yeah. He just sort of ghosted in from that left-hand side. Not the best strike in the world, but it almost caught O'Keefe out, bounced just before him and sort of struck him in the face almost.
Replacing number 5, Stan Williams, is a number 16, Scott Bacall.
So another substitution for Rylands and a substitution for Mack. So Bacall is on.
And the change for Mack will be Alex Curran, who scored and had his penalty saved. He's going to be replaced by Luke Murphy. I think just to shore up the midfield. I think we'll see John Rooney move a little bit further forward as Mack make their final change.
So
Scott Bacall is another forward. He's previously played here twice before, so he's much travelled. He was also part of the side that won the Northern Premier League Division 1 with Rylands, so he's got a bit of experience of what it takes. And he's also well travelled around the GM area as well. He's got 11 minutes to make a difference here.
And they've taken one of their central defenders off. So Mack, chance on the break, but Mack have made a defensive substitution.
Yeah. Murphy's going to come and sit alongside Dawson. John Rooney pushes ahead of them.
Yes, and Curran, day is done. As forward come Rylands, ball is on, squirmed around. Here's chance for Heathcote, and a great save by O'Keefe diving to his left. Sorry, that was Hardcastle, not Heathcote. And it broke for him on the top of the area. Left-footed, big chance, plenty of time for Hardcastle there. And Mack conceded twice.
Yeah, Brendan Lee just got caught under the long ball, didn't he? As you say, Hardcastle just able to bring that one down on his thigh. And the strike really was straight at O'Keefe in the end. He'd be disappointed.
Yep, had a big chance as O'Keefe clears long, headed on by Duffy, cleared upfield, and here's a ball which Heathcote will have to deal with, and gets it back to O'Keefe, and under a little bit of pressure from Bacall. Clears it up into midfield, but Hardcastle, big chance a moment ago, gets it out to Piggott, but Lee intercepts, and he's going with pace down his left-hand side. Is he managing to keep control? No, he's eventually robbed by Neal, but the ball is to Dawson, and intercepted by Dawson. Mack picked the ball up, Murphy to Duffy, out on this left-hand side, inside the Mac half, chipping through, trying to get
Offside.
Pearce through, but he was just offside, and he just ran too early.
He did, and he's going to pick up a yellow card for kicking the ball away. So yet another unnecessary caution. You may think we're being a bit cruel on some of these, but they really rack up as the season moves on.
You've got to be careful, because I don't know when there's a long ball forward, which is dealt with by Heathcote, hacks the ball up to the halfway line. Hurst heads it on, but only as far as Nevin, and it's now with Neild in the centre circle. His ball forward is intercepted by Murphy. Murphy to Duffy. Duffy's got Hurst outside him on this left-hand side. He's got a chance looking to pick a pass in. He pushes it through to Duffy. Duffy to Murphy, and Murphy drives the ball 2 yards wide of the left-hand upright.
Yeah, nice play from Hurst, who popped up on the left wing. In the end, the strike from Murphy was a good connection, but poorly directed and wide.
And here's a poor clearance, which is landed on Dawson's head and gone forward now to Duffy, left wing, attacking the penalty area. Chance to cross. Not quite sure what he was doing there, but it's... What's happened?
Throw in.
A throw in, okay. Yeah, I think I'm not quite sure what Duffy was trying to do. I think he was trying to win a corner.
Yeah, he's just continuing to go at Smith, who, to be fair, is handling him reasonably well, but must be tiring to play against Duffy because he's always on the move, trying to make something happen.
Throw in near the corner flag. Lee will take it. Not a lot of movement in front of him. There's Rooney and Duffy as Rooney goes down towards the byline, gets it back to Lee. Lee is forced back, and Rooney gets the ball slightly dangerously to Heathcote, but Heathcote forward to Murphy. Quick one out to Pemberton, the right wing position. There's Hurst now operating on the right-hand side, and he's lost the ball, and forward can come Rylands. Poor ball there by Rylands. That was by Piggott, and Mack equally lose the ball, and it's a bit messy in midfield. Eventually Hurst picks up the pieces, gets it back to Mendy. Mendy gets it back to O'Keefe, and Mack can build. 84 minutes gone. Mack 2, Rylands 1.
Yeah, you just think now when Rylands going to get a little bit more desperate. They've gone to a 3 at the back to bring on that extra forward.
And Duffy is in loads of space out on this left-hand side. I mean, they've sacrificed a central defender as Mendy does a good ball, heads it back to O'Keefe, who slightly drops the ball. There's nobody near him though, and O'Keefe will take his time. Long one chipped out to the right hand side, looking for Pearce and Nevin challenge, but it's Rylands who come away with the ball. Nice turn by Hardcastle, and trying to play a nice 1-2 with Neild. Neild out the right-hand side. Neild chance to cross. Far post, heads go up. Mendy gets there, and the ball should run to Hurst out on the right-hand side. Good cross, but well defended by Mack. As Murphy gets the ball forward, and it's a poor one. He's complaining that Pearce didn't come for the ball, but the ball was going nowhere near Pearce, and it's picked up by Furman. Mack got a chance on the break, but they've got to make their passing a bit more accurate as forward come Rylands again. Murphy's in there. Nice chance here for Rylands, and a shot driven past the left-hand upright by Hardcastle. He had a big chance about 5 minutes ago, and that wasn't such a good chance, but he got a bit of space, fired it past the left-hand upright. O'Keefe was flailing to his right, beaten, and that was only a couple of feet wide.
It was, yeah. Third really presentable chance for Rylands in these last 10 minutes. Hardcastle cutting in field off his right wing berth.
A lot of shouting among the Mac players. Come on, yeah, and I think that's right. They're giving the ball away as Pearce half controls it, and then Neild gets the ball forward over Pemberton's head. He should be able to hook it back. He has, out to the left-hand side to Bailey, and Mac through Hurst get control of the ball in their right back position. Chipped forward by Pemberton, looking for Piers. Again, he can't quite control that. It wasn't the perfect ball, and Pemberton misses the ball, but Mendy is there. It's all a bit messy at the moment as Rooney hooks the ball into touch just over the halfway line. And Mac a little bit ragged.
Yeah, potentially. I think Warrington are coming on strong here. They've got that extra player forward. And just testing Mac.
Mac haven't been able to use their extra lack of defenders. They've got a chance now as Heathcote intercepts the ball. He's driving forward. Ball will go out to Hurst. Hurst in the right wing position, just crosses the halfway line. Gets it back to Rooney, who chips it down the right wing to nobody. And it bounces all the way through to O'Keefe, who comes out of his area. No, O'Keefe, Pilling. And he will bring the ball to the edge of his area. Rain continues to come down. Pilling fires it forward. Mendy wins the header, heads it into touch on the halfway line. As we are in the 88th minute. Mac 2, Rylands 1, but this is not done and dusted.
Certainly not, no. Rylands on the front foot, and injury time to be indicated soon. More work to do.
Hardcastle forwards. That's a good work there by Piggott, but nice work also by Murphy. And as the ball is loose around the edge of the Mac area, eventually they hack it. 1,400, so rather overestimated it. Not a great touch, but Duffy is attacking down this left-hand side. And Rooney has the ball. So John Rooney gets man of the match for his strike in the second half. And I say it's all a bit frantic at the moment.
It is, yeah. Mac would like to have the ball in the final third for Warrington. Just play this one out as it is. Not able to really hold the ball up. Tom Pearce since coming on.
Lee with a throw in, and Pearce's jersey was being pulled, and there's a silly foul on Duffy, which means that Mac get a very tasty free kick just to the left of the penalty area.
Yeah, will they put this one into the box, I suppose, is the next question as we wait for the board to go up.
And as none of the central defenders go forward.
It's always a sign, isn't it?
There are 5 Rylands players in the box and Tom Pearce.
Good luck, Tom.
Yeah, yes. There's 19 seconds of normal time is left. The ball, I don't think there's any point in going down towards the corner flag yet. That's exactly where Luke Duffy's gone, and Mac get a throw in. There will be 6 minutes at least, I reckon.
5, there we go.
5, okay. 5 minutes between Macclesfield FC and the 4th qualifying round of the FA Cup. Throw-ins taken short. Rooney trying to win a corner. Just wins another throw-in right down by the corner flag. As I say, we got 5 minutes. We're at the right end of the pitch for once.
We are, yeah. This is much more like what we would hope for. A little bit of game management from these throw-ins.
So eventually the throw-in is taken looking for Tom Pearce. It doesn't reach him, and Rylands can clear. The ball is up in the air. Murphy flicks the ball forward. Headed clear, though, by the Rylands defence, by Smith, and eventually it falls to Nevin, who clears long and hard, and a great defensive header there by Mendy out to the far side on the halfway line. 1 minute of the extra time has gone.
Foul throw, I think.
And a foul throw. That's just what Rylands didn't need. Just what Mac did need. And Hurst leaving the ball.
It was Nevin that took it as well. And I think he's been quite impressive, actually, the number 3.
Oh, he has.
We said at the end of the first half how he was struggling with Neil Kengley. He looked tired at that point, but he's really grown into it. And he's one of those players who's had a good chance at the other end to score in the second half.
Well, it's taken Mac 30 seconds to get this throw in. I'm sure the referee will not be pressed as the throwing goes down the line, headed clear by Bailey, but into touch, and Mac have another throw in on the halfway line in front of the Moss Lane stand. Pemberton with it, cleans it, dries it, and threatens to go long. He hasn't got a long throw, but he gets it through to Hurst, who flicks it in, and here's Pearce, edge of the area. What's he trying to do? He's trying to lob the goalkeeper from a difficult angle, but unfortunately all he does is lob it straight into the Pilling's hands, and Pilling hits clear, but back is Heathcote heading it forward, and then there's a push there on Duffy, but he doesn't get anything, and it's a throw in which will be taken by Smith. Takes it quickly. Mac a little bit asleep here, but good work here by Dawson, and eventually by John Rooney, who wins the throw in as it ricochets into manager Duffy, Mark Duffy, down in front of us.
2 minutes to go,
and
2 and a bit.
2 and a bit as Lee has a throw in inside his own half. Goes up in the air. Piers trying to get control, but it launched forward by Butler onto the head of Heathcote, and then that was surely a foul, but the ball is bouncing around, and eventually it's Murphy hooks the ball clear up to the halfway line, picked up by Nevin. Outside him is Bailey, but crossing towards the Mac box, and there's Mendy diving forward, head it clear, comes back to Nevin. Nevin will again cross it into the Mac box, and again it's Mendy. And Murphy getting it clear, and Mac can't get control of it. Now they can. Ball forward there by Dawson. Dawson against Pilling, but Pilling way outside his area. Controls the ball well, but here's a shot coming in from Duffy, because the ball ran loose to Luke Duffy on the halfway line. Pilling was still out of area, but Duffy trying to fire it into the empty net gets his shot horribly wrong, and it goes out for a goal kick.
It was inviting though, wasn't it?
Oh,
Rylands made a mess of the clearance. Pilling was stranded.
1 minute going as Mendy wins another header and heads it into touch on the far side, and a throw in which Nevin will take. Nevin down the line as Rooney claims he was fouled. This time it's Pemberton gets a header to Piers, and Piers has to be pushed, and that has to be a booking, and don't go into the referee's face. He's going to book Furman for pushing Piers as he tried to break.
Had to do it, didn't he?
He had to break, yeah. It was a professional foul. Piers would have been away. Mac have a free kick 6 or 7 yards inside the box, inside the Warrington half. The Star Lane start to cheer as we're in the 96th minute. Mac with the free kick. They're going to chip it into this left-hand corner. Actually, Piers will get control of the ball, and he tries to, and he claims that it was a penalty, and he gets a free kick to Rylands on the edge of the box. I think for a dive, maybe?
Yeah, he initiated some contact.
Long form forward by Pilling. Guess who's under it? It's Lauren Mendy. Gets it forward to Hurst. Hurst can charge down the right-hand touchline. And there goes the final whistle. Macclesfield FC are in the fourth qualifying round of the FA Cup. Bring on the National League. And it's Macclesfield 2, Warrington Rylands 1. A goal by Toure after 23 gave the visitors the league. Curran equalised 6 minutes afterwards, and then a super strike by John Rooney in the second half has given Mac their win, and they are through.
They are indeed, Richard, yes. Into the fourth qualifying round for the first time since we reformed. An excellent effort this afternoon by Mark Duffy's men, and make no mistake, this was another real tough examination that we've had today by Warrington Rylands. An incredibly tight game in all aspects, and well played to Warrington Rylands again, because they put up a good fight to the last. They had 2 or 3 half chances in the second half as well, whilst it was 2-1. In the end, they weren't able to take any of those, and it's Mac who squeaked through.
Yes, Hardcastle probably the man who could have equalised for the visitors. A couple of really good chances for him. Bit messy by Mac, a bit desperate, but at the end. But Rylands, good side. You know, they got good players. And in terms of entertainment, yes, okay, there were mistakes, a number of mistakes around. In terms of entertainment, much better value than the league game. And of course, Mac have to go to Warrington Rylands for the away league game later in the season. As it is, they can now look forward to a fourth preliminary round tie, where who knows?
Who knows who awaits? We could
be Leek.
Could be Leek, who had such a great win earlier on, as we say, but the draw becomes de-regionalised, if that's a word, so we could end up anywhere in the country covering that one, and there's some really big names as well that we could come up against, some professional sides as well into the fray, and who knows, we'll have to see what comes out of the hat on Monday lunchtime, and it's certainly something to look forward to. That game will be played on the 14th of October, so our league game here against Atherton Collieries will be rearranged for later in the season, but it's certainly nice to make some progress in the Cup. I know it's been an aim for the club over the last couple of years in particular.
Yes, indeed, and of course it's Cup again. Next match, next Saturday, it's the FA Trophy.
It is. Mac on the road to Hanley Town, a team who we played last season in league action. That was a tough game there at the back end of the season as well, so that will certainly not be a gimme. A very, very tough place to go against an upwardly mobile side.
And not an easy pitch to play on.
No.
We got very wet there last year.
We did indeed.
We had won the league by the time we went. But, so that's going to be a tough one. Of course, Mac would love to have a run in that. As it is, as I say, it would be nice to have a home tie against one of the big sides. Teams, I say, Macclesfield Town used to play when we were in the National League. They're all there. Who knows?
Who knows indeed. Yes, so we look forward to Monday's draw. And in terms of competitive games, we also look forward to that game, as Richard says, next Saturday, 7th of October, an away game against Hanley in the third qualifying round of the FA Trophy. And that one kicks off at 3 p.m. If you can't make the journey across for that one, please do join us here on Mixlr via the same link you tuned in on today. We'll be with you from about 10 to 3, and we'll bring you uninterrupted live commentary from that one. Thank you very much for everybody who's joined us this afternoon. A pleasure as always to bring you the commentary. We hope you've enjoyed it, and Mac through to the FA Cup fourth qualifying round. An historic day here at theleasing.com. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Goodbye.
Goodbye.